Welcome back. Today I've got with me a very dear friend, Keji, who's sharing her story on Story Before Glory. Thank you, Keji. Like we were saying before we went on break, so all your creative training degree, you kind of like packed that again because of the loss, and you went into a totally different career. What was it like when you went into this career in IT?
Well, initially it was fine because I actually got an amazing job.
Okay.
I had my first child, had my second child, and I was actually doing well, really, really well. And I'm not going to lie, I put God on the back burner. I just got on with this career. I mean, I'm making money here.
Yeah. I'm fine here.
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't need anything.
Yeah, I don't need you, Daddy. Just stay there.
But what cut me short was after a year after I had my second child, I was made redundant from this amazing job. And after I was made redundant, when you're made redundant, you have a feeling of helplessness. You have a feeling of being lost. You have a feeling of, oh my gosh, what's next? And I was overpaid. I was so overpaid. When I went back into the job market, that
was when you appreciated what you were getting, isn't it? Yeah.
That's when I appreciated what I was getting. I couldn't seem to find a job that paid as well. I got an amazing redundancy package. But I also found myself in a situation where I started praying and asking the Lord, okay, this can't be it. What should I really be doing with myself? And at that point, what came to mind was new baby gifts.
Okay.
So I started investigating, doing a lot of research on foot, and I realized that there was a gap in the gift market. So I started making new baby diaper cakes.
Okay.
You know, one girl, one boy. Okay. I look at what I made back then, and it looks quite rubbish compared to now. But that was how I started,
and this is sort of like you going back to that your creative side of things, isn't it?
It was, because obviously it was born and birthed. I went back to prayer, asking the Lord, what can I do? And one of the things that came to mind was, you need to pick up your degree. And I just thought, I'm an illustrator. I haven't used it for years. My wrists are stiff. Where do I even start?
Where do you start from?
You know, but what kept on coming to mind was just the gifting industry, new baby gifts. So I started with that, and my twist was that they were put together aesthetically. Okay. So even though they were practical gifts, they looked nice.
Yes.
You know, so nice that when the recipient received them, they wouldn't want to open them because it would, you know, it should be a work of art standing by itself. So I guess that started to gradually take me away from my IT career.
And then you began to explore that more. You then went into gift wrapping. I know you mentioned to me that you had a bit of a phase then where you sort of like needed to rediscover yourself and your relationship with God. What prompted that?
Feeling lost and feeling like I didn't really have a purpose in life.
That's important.
It is. Yeah. The gift wrapping came as a result of, yes, prayer again, and I kind of threw that aside because I thought, I have a degree in art and design. You want me to start gift wrapping? I just thought to myself, no, that's beneath me. You know, gift wrapping, you know, working with paper, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. Well, eventually I went on a gift wrapping course, a professional gift wrapping course. Okay. The gift wrapping itself, what, you know, was not really what I felt I should be doing. But what he showed me was, no, it's not the gift wrapping, it's the element of design with the gift wrapping. You know, so yes, you need to know how to wrap a gift before you put a nice gift topper on it. You can't just, you know, but everything is just birthed in prayer because all the ideas, they come from him. The creativity comes from him. The growth the more I grow as a Christian, the more my creativity grows, and just the more it expands.
And also the gift wrapping, although you refused it blatantly, somebody still sourced you and took you to Africa, all expenses paid. Yes, although you were still saying, no, this is not where I got. It's amazing how we can be so stubborn at times when it comes to God. And I think for me that's very profound, because at times we do have other guests on the show, and it's straightforward. Yes, God said this and I obeyed, but there's sometimes you struggle with those instructions, and you're thinking, hello, where's that one coming from?
I thought it was beneath me, honestly.
Yeah. So what then happened, after that? How did you then go into what you're doing at the moment?
2016. Every year in business, I try and learn something new.
Okay.
And I think on this occasion, I just thought, okay, what more can I learn? When you wrap a gift, if you give me a gift to wrap, it's like £3.50.
Yeah.
And I just thought to myself, Lord, you said business must build a house. If business is going to build a house, how many gifts am I going to wrap before I build a house? So what can I do with these gifts that can take them to another level? So what kind of came to mind were flowers.
Okay.
And I started looking at floristry courses for about 2 weeks, and then I got stopped in my track. Hello, you're allergic to flowers.
Flowers, that's
and I thought, but I'm allergic to flowers, so that's not going to work. And then he said, no, Keji, paper flowers. And I thought, paper flowers? I thought, is that even a thing?
Like paper flowers.
Paper flowers, no. And I said, no. I said that my hands are already full. I'm married, I've got 3 children, I wrap gifts, and now you want me to add paper flowers.
And I think you also said that in the evenings you're busy.
Yeah, I'm too busy in the evenings as well. When I come back from work, where do I have time?
Like watching TV.
Yes, like watching TV.
Like
watching Scandal.
I think you were told off for watching TV rather than being busy.
And he just said to me, Keji, you watch Scandal. You watch The Flash.
Yeah.
You watch Supergirl. You're watching people make money. I'll show you how you can make this happen. So I would come back from work, and 1 hour in the evenings, I would practice. And I started this January 2017. I remember the date, the 19th of January 2017, I started. By the 21st of January, he says, now put your pictures up on Instagram. And I'm thinking, what? Paper? No.
Paper flowers, yeah.
Paper flowers. But I just thought to myself, but I put it up, and the response was overwhelming. And it gave me a sense of encouragement that, oh, okay, maybe there's a thing here. Yeah. I did a bit of research, and I realized that there's a gap in the UK market. There's a gap in the Afro-Caribbean market. So every day I would come back and just learn a new flower, learn a new technique, work on the paper, thicken, work on different textures of papers. And within 3 months, I had my first order, but it wasn't for a gift. Yeah. It was for paper flowers.
So you're back to that paper flowers yesterday. So when did you come to that place of realizing, okay, God, I'm for this? Yes, whatever you lead me.
By March, within 3 months, I thought, you know what? There's a thing here. Yeah. Plus, I started getting calls from event planners, encouraging me, telling me, Keji, you onto a thing here. Keep on pushing this thing. I got calls from friends. I have a mentor that was encouraging me on the sidelines. My husband sat up that, Keji, there's a thing here. You have to push this thing through. He even has a screensaver on his phone with the...
And I know you were saying that God actually gave you like a revelation of flowers in terms of, your relationship, or something about flowers, the definition. With flowers, every time he speaks about paper flowers, there's a scripture that comes to mind. And it's basically Solomon in all his grandeur was never clothed or dressed as grandly as these. There's no one that sees a flower, no matter who you are, that doesn't And I think the other revelation I got was, if the flowers down here on earth are made of, what are they made up of in heaven? That was just the thought process.
showing a little bit of heaven down here, because obviously with paper flowers you can choose your color, you can choose your texture. I've made some with gold centers, some with brooches, you know, bling them up, you know, dress them up.
So whatever from. So now that, so just to say that, so you finally agreed, and last year, like your signature now, you're getting calls from all over. People are demanding your flowers, you know. How does that, you know, how does that feel? How does that align with the purpose that, you know, that God has showed you?
I think it aligns, I think it aligns well. I'm the one that couldn't connect the dots. I'm the one that couldn't see beyond myself. You know, but obviously he had a grander picture, he had a grander story, and I think the business tells a story for itself in like some what of the you can achieve.
We can see that they're absolutely beautiful. Honestly, I have seen some of them, and it's like if you put them and they just light up, you know, all building or all space really, you know.
Thank you.
Just as we round up, I just wanted to say one or two things to encourage people that have challenges either as a result of them obeying God or, you know, listening to what God is saying, struggling with obeying God. Just share with us one or two things that you would want to leave with us.
Nobody is a waste of space. No gift is a waste of time. No matter how small your gift is, if you can submit it to God, He can actually use it. Allow God, because His plan for you is bigger than the plan you have for yourself. And He actually loves you more than you love yourself.
That's a good one, actually, yeah. Because he thinks ahead, isn't it, of some of those things that we haven't even thought of.
But more than ever, I think, like in His word, He says, your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. So that tells me that no matter how small you feel your gift is, if you allow Him, He will bring you before great men, but always for His glory.
For His glory. Thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
Next week on Story Before Glory.
I was raised all over the world, actually. At that point, I wasn't able to walk, talk, eat, or drink. I wasn't even allowed water. You don't realize when you get up that you have to lean forward to get up.